There you go.
I'm not sure I need that. Can you hear me okay? Because that sounded so loud. Or do you think I should use that?
I would use it.
Use it?
Yeah, just to be sure.
Welcome to the policy committee. My name is Christine Blake. I'm the new policy chair. This is my first meeting, so welcome all of you. It looks like our first agenda item this afternoon is a report on the reduction of our medical errors work group from Mike Farrell.
Yes, thank you. We've had 2 meetings after a 2-year hiatus, and the second meeting is just now, in the next room. We are still working on a charter, revising our charter. Our old charter focused solely on supporting communication and resolution programs and working with the foundation on the certification process. And now we are broadening our horizons and trying to, in general, apply high reliability organization principles, just culture principles to more of the commission's work. And so we are, I see 3 of the committee members right here. So we are trying to come up with a charter that captures what the folk, well, we're starting anew with a blank page to figure out what the work group wants to do and accomplish and write a charter that captures that. So we're going to have another meeting in 3 weeks and hopefully come up with a charter and bring it back to the policy committee. And we need to recruit new members. We're down to 5. We lost 2. We lost 1, I think. And we need to select a chair. That's Rome. Oh, we're going to have new names too.
What is it? What's the new name going to be?
We don't have anybody yet.
Starting fresh.
We are.
Thanks, Mike. It looks like we have 3 policies to go over today. I hope everybody had an opportunity to take a look at them before our meeting. The first one is a guidance document on overlapping and simultaneous elective surgeries. Mike, do you want to go through the changes?
Sure. So this is our normal 4-year review of existing policies and guidelines. And so this is the guideline that was adopted just 4 years ago, I believe. Overlapping and simultaneous elective surgeries. The only changes are that we are now on our guidelines documents. So it's very hard to see there at the top. That is markup to show that the title is guidance document. Type of document is guidance document. And then every little change here has to just with that on these guidance documents, provide guidance rather than guidelines, which could be confused with clinical guidelines. So I welcome any suggestions on updating this. Nothing jumped at me, but I'm not a person an expert in this area.
I just had 2 very quick wordsmithing things, nothing substantive. The first one is under purpose. The word guidance, as the markup shows, it would lead to the misspelling of guidance. We just need to get rid of the E.
Right.
But the second one is down under the paragraph, critical or key portions of an operation. The very last sentence there, it says the critical or key portions of an operation are determined by the primary attending surgeon. This is just thinking as an attorney. If something should come up, it looks like that might be endorsing the idea that whatever the primary attending surgeon says is gold, that the primary attending surgeon has the right to determine whatever the critical or key portion. I'm wondering if we should rearrange that, just remove it from passive voice, put the subject at the beginning, and say that the primary, it is the responsibility of the primary attending the surgeon to determine the critical or key portions of an operation, or the primary attending surgeon must determine what are the critical or key portions of an operation. So that's just a minor point. I don't know if that should lead to a revision or not, just a quick thought. Thank you.
Anybody have an objection to that change?
Seems reasonable. I just had a comment, and that dealt with the issue of should the primary attending not be available, at the point where they may be needed in another room. And what we've done as part of our preoperative checklist is to identify who that individual is up front. So you can immediately access somebody. And I don't know if that says that. It says another surgeon should be, if the primary surgeon is not present or immediately available, another attending surgeon should be assigned as immediately available. However, they may think they'll be available for the key portions of their surgery, but run into a problem in the case that they're working on then, that they can't necessarily be turned quickly to a time when they think they wouldn't be in a problem, and you have other trainees or other assistants doing that part of the procedure. So I thought the best practice then is to identify that. So our teams know exactly who to call if the fellow needs help, as an example. Fellow board certified in their, but they're doing special training. So I don't know if that's in the general thing. I don't know what ACS has, but these are generally orthopedic and craniotomy surgeries that have long prep periods.
Any other comments? I actually, when I looked at that sentence, wondered the same thing about the availability of another attending.
If it says it's not present or immediately available, well, is that at the time you need them? We want to identify before.
Exactly. So do you want to rewordsmith that?
If the prime, another surgical attending should be identified, the primary, in advance or something like that, before starting the other case, just in case the primary attending surgeon cannot be immediately available. You can wordsmith it.
Yeah.
But you see the concept, it's identified beforehand. I can call somebody, I page them, and I don't. If there is an issue and a delay in a case because the surgeon's stuck in another room, or there's an emergency in the room that I'm dealing with, you're allowing me to have to go over there, bother the surgeon when he's working on that. They may or may not be able to scrub out, and there have been life-threatening problems occurring with this practice. And that's why our institution went to knowing up front who would be the backup surgeon. You have a pager, you're aware, you're all set.
So instead of another attending, the primary backup surgeon or something of that.
Yeah, I mean, you want to know beforehand. It should be immediately available, but you want to know in advance, not at the time.
So maybe we could change to say another, or a, how would we want to say that a provider, a surgeon that has been identified as the backup surgeon, so should be assigned as immediately available or something like that. Karen?
Yes, identified as surgeon.
So it's after the first clause, after the available, right? A surgeon that has been identified as a backup surgeon.
A backup surgeon, attending surgeon should be identified and immediately.
Yeah.
Backup attending surgeon
should be identified and immediately available.
Oh. Okay, so start at the beginning, the surgeon, that has been identified. Don't say that. Surgeon, I'm sorry, could you,
Oh, that's okay. So I think it was if the primary attending surgeon is not present or immediately available, a backup surgeon. Where do we put
Well,
that?
I was suggesting that we leave the first sentence the same.
Yeah.
We delete if the primary attending surgeon is not present or immediately available.
Oh, take that out.
Take that out. Say, a backup attending surgeon should be assigned, should be identified
Identified.
and immediately available.
Okay.
Prior to the procedure. I mean, that's where you get the problem. Okay, you get a fellow opening, they run into bleeding.
Yeah.
And then the attending's doing major case in the other room and can't get there. And it's a problem. And then you figure out how you're gonna do it. They say, oh, I can't leave the other room because I'm in a critical emergency. And then there's no attending.
So are there routinely other attending surgeons on hand to be able to?
They arrange, they may have to come down for a clinic or something, but they can arrange that. It's something we added in due to some bad experience.
Yeah.
So they were allowed to do it, because otherwise you waste your time for all the positions.
Yeah.
You know, in the opening and closing.
let me see if I have this right. First sentence, number 4 is good. Second sentence should read, a backup attending surgeon should be identified and immediately available.
Yes.
Okay.
Or should be identified, yes. Yes,
And immediately available?
yeah,
Or,
because they have to back,
It's 2 steps, right?
yeah, 2 steps.
To be available.
Yeah. It says it's fine. The thing is, it makes it sound as if if you can run into an emergency and the primary surgeon isn't immediately available. You may not know that. I mean, you want it done up front, right? If you know at the beginning of the case that you're gonna have this backup, if we run into a problem, then you can call them right away. As opposed to having to then go to the surgeon and say, oh, who do you want to help? Who's your back?
So is it clear, you want the other attending surgeon identified
Up front.
before the surgery starts?
Yes, right, it's part of
Is
the.
is that clear, do you think?
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Another, prior to beginning the second surgical procedure, another attending surgeon should be identified. A backup attending surgeon should be identified and immediately available.
By the way, he's doing the edits over there,
Yeah,
but you're seeing what's on my laptop, so
oh, I see.
that's why there's no editing.
Oh,
going on.
I didn't even see your.
So,
so the sentence reads, prior to beginning the procedure, a backup attending surgeon should be identified and immediately available.
Yes,
That sounds perfect.
thank you, sorry.
So then the sentence after that, immediately available means the surgeon is reachable through a patient system or other electronic means and able to return immediately to the OR. So
Yes.
That's really good. That defines nicely.
any other comments? Are there any comments coming from, so is that good with the recommendations? Thank you. Okay. The next,
Do you get to vote on it?
well, that's right. So, make a motion.
move that we adopt the language as modified.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We got a lot of power, right? We got a lot of power.
Everybody is good.
Yes.
So the next is professionalism and electronic media. Mike,
This is another 4-year review. This was adopted in 2014, so we reviewed it in 2018. It's coming back, I don't believe it's changed at all in 2018. It's coming back to you now in 2022. I believe it's still a good document, content-wise. What I did was shorten up that. I thought it was a bit wordy. You can disagree. First of all, I'm consistent with our documents calling the MDs and PAs practitioners. If you don't like that word, we can keep MDs and PAs. Then I just cut out a few words. In one place I cut out several sentences because I thought it was just a little bit too long. But times change, so you may believe that this is out of date.
I like it.
I thought it was.
Yeah, me too.
any other comments or input on this policy?
Oh,
Everyone read it.
well, that's good.
We don't need to comment now.
Yeah, that's what I was. I read it.
Take out this comment.
No other comments or suggestions? And if not, can I have a motion to approve this presented?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I don't know.
Yes.
Our final policy, interpretive, PA use of GEA waiver.
Yes.
He's fixing something.
Always step behind that. Removing the comma.
If it were Oxford, I would be to keep it. but
Yeah, exactly.
other comments?
All about
Okay, and the last one, again, is just up for standard 4-year review. I believe it's still current, but I did add a sentence, actually, to make it more current. The previous draft said that the CARA exception expires in 2021. So I added a sentence that said, after finding out that it was extended, that it was extended until October 1, 2023. All right, it's by Jim. You think it still sounds good?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I like the substance of it entirely. The only question I have is the header, where it still says Medical Quality Assurance Commission.
that. Gotta take the quack out.
Oh,
Yeah.
there.
And also
At the very end.
Also,
Well, interpretive statements have to be on this.
Oh, does it? Okay. The supervisors.
we remember.
Can't change the brain.
Oh. We can add another.
Yeah, Mike's got something to do.
He used to put a logo on there.
Any other comments or suggestions?
Very good.
Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to approve this policy?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion carries.
So this one tomorrow, when you ask for the vote, it will have to be sent through the secretary's office because it's an interpretive statement and not a guidance document. So they review it and then they approve it basically, and they'll send us back in.
Okay, thanks. I think that's the end of our agenda today. Well, thank you all. Any comments from the public? Well, thank you all for joining my first calls.
Yeah, thank you.
We might have set a land speed record.
She got lucky with her first.
Yeah.